My name is Tommy and I will teach you to ball on a budget. So this is the second time that I'm recording this video, and it goes a long way to show you how important this video is. The first one didn't make the light of day, but this I had to do a second recording because of how crucial budgeting is on your financial freedom journey. Now, what is budgeting? There are so many. We've heard about budgeting. Everybody knows what budgeting is. It is putting figures to expense, basically. Like, it's like the most basic definition you can give budget. So it might not be the dictionary definition, it is Tommy's definition of budgeting. A budget, I could have a budget for a vacation, and I say this vacation is going to cost me $1,000, and I have to put some money into that particular expense. So this is putting figures to either an expense or maybe a savings goal, or whatever it is that is a goal that you have, you can budget towards it. So now, this is budgeting. Every month you spend money. Even if you don't want to spend money, money will spend itself. Money has a way of spending itself. See, sometimes you tell yourself, I am not going to step out of my house because I don't want to spend money. But even in your house, you will still spend money. Thank God for technology. You you have transferred, money has left your account, and you are still in your house. See, money has a way of spending itself. Sometimes I'm not the one spending the money. Money is spending itself. What can I do when money has decided to spend itself? I have to just be an obedient person, right? And I just allow the money to spend itself. But you know what? It doesn't do me any good by spending the money anyhow I want to spend it. And that's why what is important? Budgeting. So that means even if I want to live the baby girl lifestyle, I need to ball on a budget. If you are balling and you're not on a budget, you're balling out. And you know you don't want to ball out. So now, budgeting is crucial. And like I mentioned in my debt management video, that when you start to track your expenses, it gives you a better understanding of what your budget should look like. And in that video I explained that you cannot put a budget to feeding and say it is $200, whereas in a month you are spending $500 on feeding. It's either you want to create a miracle or magic and say that something will happen this month and I'll not spend more than 200. Maybe I'm going to starve myself, or I'll start intermittent fasting so that I'll eat just once a day. You know, just some extreme measures to make sure that that budget must work. All those kind of budgets do not end up working because you get tired and you go back to your lifestyle. And that's why you need to understand your spending patterns before you start to draw up a budget. I'll tell you a story. When I was my first job, I got a job in a bank and I was earning well. Single girl, I wasn't really spending money on so many things then. So I'll just, once I receive my salary, I'll take 20%, I'll leave it in my bank account, my salary account, and then the 80% I'll transfer it to another bank, because you know I'm not mentioning names here. So, and that was what I was doing, and I realized that after like 1 week I'm already broke. Like, I finished the 20% that I saved in my salary account. No, I'll not do. And that account, the other account in the other bank, I didn't have a debit card, I didn't have a check booklet, I didn't have anything to that account. I didn't have online banking, mobile banking, nothing. In my head I'm like, I'm saving. This is the best way to save. Same told me I will get up on my 2 feet and walk down to the nearest branch of that bank and withdraw my money, and then I continue to spend money. And that is how I lived my life month after month. I didn't change. I'll still do 20%, 80%. But men and brethren, that wasn't a very effective technique, because I ended up spending and I couldn't even track how much I was spending, because I would go pick up some money and just continue living life. But you don't want to be that kind of person. So you want to understand what your actual expenses are on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. We understand that this varies. That's why in a budget there's a space for miscellaneous expenses, so that whatever varies month to month, you can hide them under miscellaneous. People hide a lot of things under miscellaneous, and that miscellaneous, people will put every expense that was spent indiscriminately, they're gonna hide it under miscellaneous. It's still the same you that will go and review your miscellaneous and look at all your sin and tell yourself that you're going to do better. But that's by the way. Most importantly, there are some basic things that you spend money on a monthly basis: housing, food, and what else? Transportation. They are constant. If you're a Christian, you pay your tithe. If you are a lady, personal care. You want to get some things that are personal to us. You want to get something that are personal to us ladies. You have to create a budget for it. And most importantly, in your budget, entertainment. Yes, because what? It is necessary to do what? After you must have worked, you enjoy your what? Your wages. But for you to enjoy your wages, you must enjoy it in a what? In a smart way. So you don't want to earn 10,000 and then you are spending 9,000 on entertainment. Is that smart? No. So you want to do what? Do your budget. People recommend the 50-30-20 budgeting rule. But what I'll tell you is this: track your expenses, understand your spending habits, understand how much you spend on entertainment, understand how much. So even you yourself, you sit down and ask yourself, am I being responsible in this entertainment budget that I'm doing? Am I being responsible? Am I overshooting? So when you look at your salary, you look at your income, and you're like, you cannot ball like a Davido with ball. Do you know how much Davido makes? If you're making the same amount of money, by all means, do it. But if you're not yet on that level, live within your means. So that means whatever you're putting on that line in your budget, let it be reasonable. So you're still getting to enjoy yourself, but you're doing it with what? With sense. Thank you so much. So I have a budgeting template that I created. I spent some time on it, and there's still room for improvement. But if you want to get my budgeting template, I'm going to drop a link in this video. Please look out for that link and request for the template. I'm sure it's going to get you started on your journey to financial freedom, because money management is very important. The budget is going to encourage you to track your expenses. After tracking your expenses, then you're able to put in figures for your budget, and it's also going to let you know the average actual. So if this is your budget, the budgeting template will let you know how much you're actually spending on an average on these same items on a monthly basis. Know what your actual spending is and what you had put as your budget, so you can actually make the necessary adjustments from all of these things. And it's also important that you save before you spend. So you're going to make sure that you have your savings stated in your budget. So you're going to put that aside before you start to spend the rest of your money, so you have an understanding of how much is going to go into your savings. Your savings over time is going to make up your emergency fund, is going to go into your investing, and we can discuss this later. But right now, let's focus on the budget that we're talking about. If you don't want to use a spreadsheet, there are so many apps in Play Store that are fantastic and that can work for you, as long as you are doing the right thing. How you get there does not matter. What tool you are using does not matter. Whether you use my spreadsheet or you use an app, which is even more fantastic, just make sure that you are doing what? You are creating a budget that makes sense and that works for you. So, lastly, budgeting isn't about restriction. Budgeting is about empowerment. It's about putting power in your own hands, allowing the money to rule you. You are ruling the money. You are telling the money, this is where I want you to go, and you're going to go there. Basically, that's budgeting. And here are the 3 tips that I can give you. 3 budgeting tips. The first one: understand your income, understand your expenses, understand what you spend money on, understand how money comes into your account. Once you understand the 2, and then you can now look at it that if my income is this, my expense cannot be above this. So that means I have to watch my expenses and then budget according to how much is coming in and how much is going out. Second tip: set realistic goals and Prioritize. Everything is important, but everything has what priorities. Some are more important than the other. Housing is more important than entertainment. If you don't pay your rent and they send you out, nobody's going to ask you, why did you pay your rent? Because they know you're earning so well. So why are you not prioritizing your rent? So if you prioritize entertainment, buy a zoo inside club before paying your rent, you see, is that smart? No. So make what? Prioritize. Smart goals. Make it specific, make it measurable, make it achievable, make it realistic, and make it what? Timely. If you're going to draw up a budget for a vacation, if your salary is 10,000 and the vacation cost 20,000, can you afford it? No. Do you have to go on that vacation? No. Are there other cheaper places you can go to? Yes. Are you going to consider the cheaper places? If you're smart, yes. Are you going to go to the one you really want that costs 20,000? Yes. At some point, when you increase your income, when you can earn well enough to what? To afford that 20,000 vacation. But until then, we're making smart goals. We're going to make it specific. Okay, I need to go to this particular place by September. Now we have put a timeline to it. We're in June, July, August, September. 3 months time, there's a vacation we have to go to. Now we're going to make it what? Smart. The next one is measurable. We are making how much is it going to cost me to go on this vacation. We have said it that this vacation we're going to think of the flight, hotel, going around, buying souvenirs, and the rest of it. How much is it going to cost us? Roughly 5,000. In that 5,000, you're going to put miscellaneous so that if something happens during the trip, you don't want to be stranded. Put that there. The next thing is you're going to make it achievable. Can you afford it? Like I said, if it's 20,000, you earn 10,000. Doesn't make sense. So you don't want to go. You don't want to do that. So you want to go for the one that you can actually afford at that particular point in time. Make it achievable. Something that you know that can actually happen in September because you have the means to make it happen. The next thing is it realistic? Is it realistic? Is it realistic? The first one of 20,000 was not realistic considering how much income you're making. If you're making so much more, but if you're making much more money, then that becomes realistic for the person that earns more. But for you, it isn't realistic at this time. We're going to work harder over time. We're still going to ball and go on that vacation. But right now, probably not top of our priority list. And the last one, is it being timely? We have put a time frame. September, in 3 months time, and then we start to work towards that. We'll go back to our income, go back to our expenses. What extras do I have? Do I have an emergency fund in place? Have I automated my savings? Have I put money for investment towards my future, retirement planning? Have I done that? So what's left? Do I still have enough money for this vacation? Sure, I do. No, I don't. Why don't I have enough money? Do I need to increase my income? Do I need to cut down my expenses? Or do I need to give this vacation more time before it happens? It's left to you to decide which one is going to work for you. Budgeting is not a restriction. Budgeting is about empowerment, empowering yourself to make better decisions that on the long run, you're going to thank yourself for. So thank you for listening to me. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you have learned one thing or the other. If you don't support me, who will? So please support yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.